Step 7 of the training video is configuring your account. The configuration settings are system-wide settings designed for you to optimize the account to your liking. So once again, we go into the setup menu and we go down to configuration, and I'll go through each of these now, explaining what they do and how they work, and show you how to set them quite easily. So looking at the first one, we have penalty transactions. So do you want to allow staff members to penalise or fine students for bad behaviour or work? This will allow the removal of Vivos from users' accounts. So most schools have this set to no. They see Vivo as a positive reward system. We do have the option, obviously, to penalise students as you wish to. So if you want to be able to do that, you can check yes and click update. And then all you would need to do is in the categories section shown a couple of steps before in the training video, you would need to add some negative based categories so that when staff are going to reward or penalise a student, they can choose the appropriate category as necessary. Going down the games within the student's view, these are educational games. So I would recommend allowing students to play them. However, if you do not wish the students to have access to them, you can switch those off if you need to. So just check no and click update there as necessary. Allow user nominations. This will allow students to nominate each other for a reward. So nominations are then approved or rejected by an admin member of staff from the home page. So if you have this as yes, the student can nominate their friend, for example, who helped them with their homework, which a lot of them like to do. So they can nominate them for that. It will appear on your home page, and you can choose to accept or reject that nomination that the student has made. If you accept the nomination, you will then need to reward the nominated student accordingly for what they've helped with. Display school rewards tariff. I'd always recommend leaving this as yes. This will display all the reward categories you've added to the system, so students can see that excellent behaviour is 10 Vivos, excellent homework is 5, etc. So it's important, I think, for them and motivating for them to be able to see the amounts that they can be rewarded for, and the categories that they can be rewarded for also, so they know what they need to do around the school to be rewarded. Student rewards. Do you want to allow staff to overwrite the default reward value? So this is where staff, when they're rewarding, they have they're rewarding for a category, for example, that's worth 5 Vivos, but they feel it's worth a little bit more or a little bit less. If you allow them to overwrite the default reward value, they will be able to type in an amount when they're rewarding, rather than it being set to the default amount that you've set as an admin person in the beginning. Users ordering, just choose the way of lists of names are ordered in the system. So when you're looking at lists of students and staff, do you want it to be ordered by name at first and then surname second, or surname first and first name second? So choose your preference there and click update. Student email addresses, do you want to set email as a compulsory field on the first login page? Students will be required to enter their email address. This is great for communication purposes, and also it will save you a lot of time in terms of resetting passwords for students, as they do quite often forget them, unfortunately. So if they have their email address in the system, they can use the forgot your password link on the main Vivo login page. Reward security. Do you want staff members to have to verify rewards over a value of £1 or 100 Vivos? This will increase the security of an account should it become compromised. So if you have this to yes, any rewards that are made over a value of £1 or 100 Vivos, staff will have to enter in random characters of their password, perhaps the first, third and fifth character of their password, for example. And the last one, an important one in terms of usage. Vivo will only work well if you have staff using the system regularly. Students are not going to be motivated and engaged if they're not being rewarded deservingly. So it's important to remind staff, I think, on a weekly basis to log in and use their allowance that you've given them. You've purchased and invested in Vivo, so we want to make sure you get the most out of it. So there's lots of little tools in terms of reminding staff and students on logging in and using the system. So budget email reminder, you can select yes to this if you wish, and staff will receive an email once a week if they've used less than 25% of their weekly allocation you've given them. So just give them a little reminder on logging in and rewarding their Vivos. We'll move on now to step 8, which is writing welcome messages.